All right, the House is scheduling a full vote today on a resolution condemning President Donald Trump's Twitter tirade against 4 freshman Democratic congresswomen: Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, better known as AOC, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, and Ayanna Pressley. In the tweet, POTUS said this: "We will never be a socialist or communist country. If you are not happy here, you can leave. It is your choice and your choice alone. This is about love for America. Certain people hate our country." So will today's vote be straight down party lines? So joining us to discuss our panel this afternoon, first host of News Views Hughes, Ms. Scottie Nale Hughes, who also was a former Trump campaign surrogate, and of course conservative commentator and talk radio host Steve Malzberg. All right, folks, here we are. First, shouldn't POTUS know better than to tweet something inflammatory like that? Or is he just kind of mouthing off, trying to trigger people? Or is this a deliberate tweet to rile his base ahead of 2020? Ladies first.
Well, that's the thing, Manila. There's a lot of different strategies that go into this. One, you could just say, you know what, the president was stupid. He was dumb. He should not have tweeted this out. But on the other hand, let's talk about what we were dealing with just last week. We were talking about you had Nancy Pelosi in a divide versus her own party. In one single moment, President Trump has unified the Democrats, granted, unified against him, but he unified them with the progressive wing of the Democratic Party. Something that is not, while it's popular, it's not overwhelmingly popular. So now with this, you have Pelosi defending these 4 women, which there is nothing, like you said, that argues versus Trump's base in the Republican Party, then going against not necessarily the moderate Democrats, but the progressive Democrats.
Fair enough. That is a fair point. Nancy Pelosi was at odds, as we know, with AOC very frequently, so that's kind of had a weird uniting thing. Steve, I'm going to bring you into this. What do you make of this tweet and how everyone's responding?
Well, I would like to think, I mean, Scottie makes a great point, and I would like to think that this was all strategized, and they sat down and they said, this is what's going to happen, as Scottie laid it out so wonderfully, and it's brilliant. It's fantastic. But I just think it's more of a reflex action that resulted in what Scottie has said. I think he's fed up with the remarks and the comments that are aimed at him. Look, most of these, I know that at least 3 of these women have taken shot after shot after shot at Trump and his administration with impunity. You had Tlaib, who said, let's impeach the mother effer. And that got a ha, 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 ha. Oh, she's so passionate. Oh, ha, ha. You have Omar, who has come out, as Trump has also tweeted out, with terrible anti-Semitic tropes over and over and over again. And you have AOC, who says the U.S. is running concentration camps, which is a blatant lie. So, you know what? They get passes for what they tweet out and what they say. Trump decided he's going to fire back. You don't like it? Go. Yeah, and you know what? There's nothing racist about that.
But you guys, shouldn't he be above all of that? He's holding the seat at the White House. Shouldn't he be above this?
But here's the thing, Manila, why would you start saying, what is above? When you're being pounded, if you're in a football game, you're getting hit over and over and over again, you've got to strike back. And that's what his base wants to see. He was elected because he was a fighter. Omarosa, one odd piece of good advice she always gave me in dealing with President Trump, and at the time candidate Trump, was he likes a fighter. Whether you're fighting him, he wants to see the fight. And in this comparison, we skipped the primary season. We're already in the general election in Trump's mind. He is fighting against them, and it doesn't matter how hard the punches are as long as you're winning the argument. And in his mind and with his base, he is, not to mention, he's dominating all the headlines on every news. So as long as they're talking about him, that's exactly what he wants.
Steve, I'll let you chime in.
You can't. I'm sorry. I was going to say you can't be above it. There's no point in being above it because the other side is not above it. The new Democratic Socialist majority, as they should be called, they're not above any of this. So why should Trump be? You know who was above it? McCain when he lost to Obama. Romney when he lost to Obama. Being above it these days is for losers, and Trump will never do that.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, I want to move on here, to this House resolution. They are holding this vote today. Resolutions are usually kind of this nothing procedural thing, but this time it's a big thing. It's something that's representative of something bigger, something that perhaps condemns the president for these this insensitivity, I should say, and coarse language, because many would argue he's kind of taken this country down a different road of discourse. I mean, what do you think about that, Steve?
No, well, first of all, the resolution, I believe, condemns him for racism, for the racism in these tweets. So that's why most Republicans, an overwhelming majority, will vote against it, as they've already indicated. You will have some who will vote for it because they live in districts that are a little less red and maybe purple or so. But no, Trump didn't start all this. I mean, Trump has been unafraid of the media. He's been unafraid of his opponents, and he speaks his mind, and that's the appeal of Trump. That was the appeal. That will always be the appeal of Trump. He doesn't care what people think. He's going to fire back if you fire first. And by the way, all these people have fired first. All of them, whether they're women or minorities or blacks or LeBron James or whatever, they all speak out against him first.
Scotty. Scotty.
We'll take that.
Take it. Scotty, hop in on this because I mean, they're going to vote. I can almost guess it's going to be pretty much straight down party lines.
It would be very bad if a Republican did vote for us. But here's the deal, Manila. I'm shocked this is really the first one. If they were Democrats and they were smart, every day they would be voting on a different resolution to condemn this president and the White House, because that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to, in their mind, that's where they consider to be doing their jobs if they're fighting this president. So the fact that they're doing this is their first one, I'm kind of shocked at. It doesn't help America by them acting this way.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between what's good for the party and what's good for America. But we haven't had the conversation what's good for America in a long time.
Okay, see, on that note, the level of vitriol has risen, on some, at least, on Capitol Hill and the White House, unlike anything I think any of us have ever seen. And we've covered politics, all of us here, for a very long time. Despite whatever criticism anybody might have of these women, don't they have a right to speak up for their constituents, themselves, even if the president doesn't care for it?
Absolutely, and nobody stopped them. But the president then has a right to respond. And that's exactly what he's done. Look, when Omar came out with that anti-Semitic crap, the House didn't have the guts. The leadership in the House didn't have the guts to condemn her specifically. Instead, they condemned all racism. So if this was a Democrat involved here and not Trump, once again, they would have a resolution condemning all racism. Because it's Trump, they're accusing him of being a racist, and they're going for it. They're gutless, they're spineless, and they're as partisan and political as could be. But everybody's got a right, and everybody's exercising that right.
And
Scotty, I'll give you the last word.
And we're not helping Manila, us here in the media, because a lot of the times that's what they're saying. They're trying to get the headlines. They want to get the attention with this meme that is usually, cutthroat. It's like they're trying to stab the president in the back or the other party in the back with the pieces of their own broken policy and their own broken heart, because that is what we're seeing with this. And so they want to grab attention, and unfortunately, we feed them. We tell them, you give us a soundbite, we will make sure it's the headline. And that's what their main goal is, unfortunately, now.
Last word with criticism on the media. All right, we will leave it right there. I'm out of time. Scotty Nell Hughes, Steve Malzberg, thank you.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.